All right, hell yeah. So this, we do something kind of cool here. I've not done this before. So we enter the wave and then we switch over to the other side. Seems basic, but this wave is very difficult, especially where I do that move, because we have all this run out here that really carries me over. And so this has a little bit of a breakdown. My left side is my strong side, so sometimes you'll see me get some momentum on my strong side and then switch to my off side. What we're going to be focused, and this is such a good video to be like, hey, try to paddle on your off side, because especially when surfing waves, like this is the way to enter this wave. Anytime that you can enter a surf wave where you're closer to the pile, you know what I mean, that has you drive in on this edged boat. You know what I mean? If you were in a kayak, you'd be edging over onto that. And then for this one, this required just like every little piece of skill that I had to like get it into that gap. I've seen long kayaks get in here. And I'm going to kind of, I don't care if this video is a little bit longer, because, you know, when we're talking about R1 design, a long kayak fits right in and it surfs right across. But look at this. This whole raft is 10 feet. And when it's edged, why wouldn't it be the fastest, most edgeable, you know what I mean, surfable piece of craft, you know, possible? You know, and so that's where, what I'm getting at here is, because an R1 boat to date can't be rolled, you know, that fits into the category of an inflatable kayak. But because we don't have a rollable craft, we have too much boat to work with. And in that, you know what I mean, you could dial in different aspects of an R1 boat to do, you know, things that are better than a boat that can't put all this material wherever it wants to. Now, you get into like big and clunky, or it becomes worse, but if with an edgeable boat, and you can get a very streamlined, and this move isn't guaranteed for me. The other aspect of this move is to really heavily lean back. And so once I do contact in, like most of the boat's already kind of teeter-tottered in, and it's going to be surfing. A lot of, you know, like in surf, typically you're going to be contact with, you know, the farther back edge, and then having much of your surfable, you know, especially on difficult surf, you know, and you're trying to catch this pile. You don't want any of this to catch. And then so the other aspect of this that we're going to watch a few times is shifting from here to there. And what I'm going to show you is that the boat pops out. See how it kind of pops into surfer's right from there to there? And so this is it's the dynamics of running in a canoe. If you're on one side of the canoe and you go to the other side of the canoe, the center of mass technically doesn't have to change. You know what I mean? So if the center of mass is like right here, you know, somewhere in this, closer to me, and then when I shift over there, the center of mass is still over there. I mean, so you could just say the center of mass is where I am, because I'm the heaviest thing in there. And then when I shift over to there, I'm in the same location. Isn't that interesting? And I think you can see that, like shifting from here to there. I guess I do. Yeah, let's actually toggle through this. So when I do shift, I'm going to be so I'm starting to shift, and I think the boat already kind of starts to shift. But hell yeah. And now I'm, you know, let's say I am in the same location. The boat is all the way out here now, and maybe that's preferable. In this case, I'm just trying to edge back. I know, like, actually right here is what's going to get me kicked off. And so if I do maintain on, well, actually, I was able to surf this a little bit better today, but I just want to do a cutback. So hell yeah. So I'm going to go this way and then surf that way. And I'm just going to try to stop, because I can slow down a little bit. But entering this wave, it was very difficult sometimes to prevent just getting totally skipped across this direction. Because I'm entering at kind of a steep angle towards the camera, I'm just going to surf all the way across and then get pieced out. So I wanted to enter right here and then stop that. And so what I'm doing is, and this is the skill that I've been trying to do tutorials on over the last year, is if you do want to switch sides, keep paddling, you know, even because sometimes you'll be surfing across the wave. You might have to go all the way to the shoulder and then start to rotate. But hell yeah. This maybe isn't that, but just take an extra paddle stroke to try to get that boat to turn. But even right here, I don't think I can actually get the boat to physically turn with forward paddle strokes. And so I need at least one, and then jump to the other side, and then dive for that prize. So that's what I'm doing. I'm diving for a prize. So doing this, paddling, and then diving for... And this would be considered... Is this a low side pry? Kind of hard to tell. I don't think so. I don't think it's technically a... no, it's not a low-sided pry, but I just try to dive for that pry and catch that surf. And we do. And so that was pretty cool. So anyway, I probably actually didn't need this video for myself, but I'm glad I went through this because we talked about R1 design, leaning back, how to just really, you know, get into that pocket, and then definitely do that rotation. So once we do, you know, jump to the other side, dig in that pry, and now we're surfing that way. Hell yeah. All right, and that's it. All right. Booyah. You can watch it one more time. All right, hell yeah.